Well, sir. Good. How are you? Good. Reason I pulled you over, your brake lights are out.
I knew that without any type of camera, without people knowing what happened in that car on that street in Falcon Heights on July 6th of 2016, that they would come up with a story like they did, fabricate like they did, and get away with it like they did.
Sir, I have to tell you, I do have a firearm on me.
Don't reach for it then. Don't pull it out.
I'm pulling it out.
Don't pull it out.
Kill my boy.
Philando Castile was shot and killed during a traffic stop near St. Paul, Minnesota. His girlfriend live-streamed the graphic aftermath of the incident on Facebook last night.
When these cameras stop rolling, we have to go back to our normal lives. Mentally, emotionally, me and my child is scarred forever.
Mom, please stop saying cuss words and screaming because I don't want you to get shielded.
Okay, give me a kiss.
My name is Diamond Reynolds, and I am 31 years old.
Mom, I almost got stung by a bee.
You did?
Yes.
In 2016, I was recognized and put on a spotlight for live streaming my boyfriend getting killed. Go play at the park, y'all.
These viral videos, this has been something that's been increasing over the last few years now that everybody has, an iPhone or a cell phone where they can record things that are happening. And so more and more of these things are being captured. Although this isn't new, I think Rodney King was really one of the first cases that we saw of something like this. To see another Black person being brutally beaten or shot and killed by a police officer, someone who's supposed to be protecting us, it's horrifying.
Deadly police shootings involving 2 African-American men are stirring anger and sparking protests as the country demands answers about what happened.
Activists are encouraging people to use cell phones during police encounters to use live streaming for accountability.
Video shows him being pinned to the ground and then shot.
The only thing that can make the wheels of justice move this quickly and in this way is this sort of video.
It was dangerous, just being there.
They killed this man, and I was right there. I was like 5 feet away.
When these videos first started coming out more frequently, there was hope that, maybe this is a good thing, because now everyone will see what we've been saying all along, that police are harassing and harming us without reason. They'll see what's going on, and then it'll stop because these people will be held accountable. But unfortunately, that's not what happened at all.
Jurors found Yanez was reasonable in his decision to shoot and kill Philando Castile during a traffic stop last July.
Both Valerie Castile and her daughter Alize Castile say they have no faith in the justice system.
No justice!
No peace!
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 And so what you end up having is not a source of justice, but you have Black bodies as entertainment. And you see people being beaten or shot and killed or left on the ground like roadkill just to titillate the masses. And this is extremely damaging for people of color.
You're not hurt and your daughter's not hurt, correct? Physically, you're not hurt.
We're not hurt, but mentally, I'm scarred forever.
Can you imagine Black children seeing this, seeing people that look like their fathers or their uncles or their cousins
Please let him be okay.
mistreated and killed, and nothing's done about it, right? So it's actually quite damaging, and it's now contributing to the racial traumatization of people who are already traumatized.
Imagine never sleeping, 7 days a week. Imagine not eating. Imagine having flashbacks. Imagine being scared of police and authority. Imagine not wanting your kids to leave your sight ever. Imagine living in this bubble, trying to keep yourself safe and sane, but you're living in a world that is set up to kill and destroy Black people and Black families.
Just about every Black person that I've assessed or interviewed has some degree of racial trauma. And so I think that this is a very widespread problem.
We're moving to Atlanta. There's just too much commotion in Minnesota. Yeah, people be mean to my mom and we don't like that.
Moving forward has been difficult for Dayana and myself because we never got the closure that we needed, and we never got to mourn properly because of all of the negativity and the hate and the backlash that I immediately received after and now.
I never saw a more bizarre video in my life than the one in Minnesota where a woman is with her boyfriend. He's shot by the policeman, and she's live FaceTiming this thing to the world, commenting on it. Like, I'm just like, how about helping the person that's been shot?
It gives me anxiety. It makes me feel not safe. It makes me not trust people. It makes me angry. It makes me ashamed. It makes me regretful.
People experience backlash when they film these things because it's exposing a really ugly underbelly in our society that we don't want to face, that we don't want to talk about, that we've never properly dealt with. And that's our nation's original sin of racism and genocide. And these films expose that, things that people in polite society don't want to talk about. Here it is in your face, in front of everyone. And it makes a lot of people really threatened and angry.
My relationship with Dayana is very, very close. I'm very, very hard on her because the world is not gonna be bubblegum and lollipops and unicorns like I've painted it for her. I get so passionate when I'm talking about her because she has so much potential and she's so bright and she experienced so much, and I think people really don't understand it and they try to downplay what she went through.
It's okay, Mommy.
I can't believe they just did this.
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
I tell Dayana the truth about everything that's going on, that has went on, and that will continue to go on. Role models, figures of authority are not always people that are going to protect you and or have your best interests at heart. So I think it's just mostly important for me to be blatantly honest with my daughter at all times and prepare her for whatever may or may not happen in this world, because no one is going to prepare her. No one's going to tell her the truth about life. My daughter is seeing a world series of therapists, play therapists, psychiatrists. I've been seeing a therapist as well. I've gotten into some activist work to help with my healing. When I can tell my story and know that I've changed someone's life by letting them know what I went through and how it was difficult for me to overcome it, knowing that I helped somebody in their situation helps me in my situation. Dayana wants to grow up to help me because she knows and she sees and she's witnessed how hard it's been for me to get housing, how hard it's been for me to find jobs. She wants to provide me things that I've struggled with so I don't have to struggle anymore. And I love her for that because she knows that I've literally went broke taking care of her and making sure that she has everything she needs.
So you really got a boyfriend?
It's so much more difficult when you have a tragedy that happens in the public eye, because everybody is seeing that tragedy at the same time, but there's no script for how to deal with a situation when, you know, you're sitting in a car and a policeman just comes and shoots you. So there's no answer, there's no way to make sense out of it. And that can cause the trauma to go on and on and on.
Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Make a wish,
Don't tell nobody what you wish for.
Happy birthday! Thank you!
Happy birthday. At the time of the live stream was right when Facebook Live had just came out. It was a new feature on Facebook. And because I was always so in tune to social media, I never in a million, billion, quadrillion, zillion years thought it would get any recognition or any light because I was always overlooked. And I wasn't one of the people that would go out looking for attention. I was just always one of the people that liked to be the attention. When I live streamed, I put not only my life in jeopardy again, but my daughter's life at jeopardy. Because after he was already shooting, I had my phone in my hand, which means he could have thought it was a gun and he could have rotated that gun and instantly started shooting at me, which could have instantly ended with my daughter being killed. So I opened up the gateway for people to feel comfortable to live stream so that if anything was to happen where they were getting attacked or anything, or people were sending threats, that they would be able to say, hey, this live stream video is the reason why I am being attacked. This is why I am being harassed. When George got killed, it put me in a place to think about Diana. It made me feel like, when will these people have enough? They didn't learn anything from Phil. They're gonna keep doing it. It hurt me to know that a black man, again, was taken away, but not only this time was a black man taken away, a father was taken away from his child. See, it's different when a mother watches her son grow and to become this phenomenal person for 30 plus years and then he gets taken away. But it's a difference when a mother watches her son grow to be 30 plus years and then he has a child. And when he gets taken away, the child is left behind. So with George Floyd, it hit so close to home that I couldn't even come outside for the first 3 days. And when I did come outside to protest, I was overwhelmed because what I had seen outside of my apartment was nothing like anything I've ever seen or heard of in my life.
I know for many people of color, they just felt like, okay, this is it. This is the last straw. I can't take any more of this. Something has to change. And then we've seen protests, rallies, and public conversations at a rate that we haven't before around these issues. And so often when these tragic events happen, people are super interested for a week and then, we move on to the next story. And everyone's forgotten it except for the victims, right? So I think we need to keep this in the public eye until there aren't any more victims because it's gone on long enough. And I think a lot of people feel that way too, which is why the momentum is continuing to grow. I think it's really easy to think of this as a Black problem or a minority problem or a police problem. Everybody needs to be part of the solution, even though, yes, some people are suffering more than others. And I have heard people say, oh, I'm just one person. This is a huge problem. It's been going on for hundreds of years. There's nothing I can do about it. And that's not true. Everybody can do something about it. Anytime you see any racism, no matter how small, you can call it out. You can let the person know who's perpetrating it. Hey, you know what? That's not okay. That's hurtful. It may seem like a small thing, but remember that racial trauma is cumulative and it's caused by the accumulation of all of these different forms of racism. So, so each person has a part to play in changing our society for the better and reducing or hopefully someday eliminating racial trauma.